Opel Insignia Sports Tourer interior, design and technology. Striking exterior design effectively masks the sports tourer's size, and the interior pleases too. The latest Insignia range looks much more distinctive than before, and the sports tourer estate has some particularly novel styling features at the rear. All models share the broad new grille and swoopy LED front light styling, as well as a bonnet with an unusual center crease and heavily sculpted flanks. From the rear passenger doors back, the sports tourer has a style of its own and looks quite different to the Grand Sport hatch. The rear roofline extends straight backwards without dipping, maximising load volume in the back. To help break up this expanse of metal, the upper window trim strips carve an increasingly divergent path from the roof rails from the front to the rear of the car. These continue across the rear pillar before dipping along the tailgate edges, and into a final reverse flourish in the rear light clusters. The interior is very similar to latest Vauxhall Astras, with a big central touchscreen flanking the instruments and a binnacle that extends over 2/3 of the fascia. There is also a useful ledge to steady your hand against when operating the touchscreen, logical positioning for the heater and climate controls, and a sporty-looking 3-spoke multi-function steering wheel. The overall fit and finish is good, but Vauxhall should have gone for more tactile and luxurious plastic finishes if it wanted to rival premium brands for their higher quality feel. Sat-nav, stereo and infotainment. All Insignia models are fitted as standard with an IntelliLink infotainment system featuring Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You also get Wi-Fi included as part of the Vauxhall OnStar concierge service, which is available on all models too. The standard audio system can be upgraded to a Bose setup, which is good but lacks the ultimate wow factor of high-end systems in more premium rivals. The touchscreen infotainment system's interface looks a little low-end in comparison to some rivals too, although it packs in plenty of functionality. Practicality, comfort and boot space. 4.6. A big boot and lots of passenger space are two of the Sport Tourer's strongest suits. The Insignia Sport Tourer is a very different proposition to the previous generation Insignia estate, which was widely criticized for a style-over-substance design that meant you couldn't get enough in it. That's definitely not the case this time around, as although you still get eye-catching rear styling, the bigger dimensions all round mean it doesn't come at the expense of load space. The big car dimensions means there's plenty of room up front, too, with roomy door bins and plenty of oddman spaces. While the extra volume aids practicality, the sports tourer can feel like a big car on the road, especially in tight urban spaces. It's a cumbersome car when reversing as well. Size. There is no particular magic to the Sport Tourer's luggage swallowing ability, it's simply a big car. The Vauxhall is 130 mm longer than a Skoda Superb estate, in fact, at an impressive 4,986 mm, almost 5 meters nose to tail. The two cars are almost identical for width, too. Legroom, headroom, passenger space. Given the generous dimensions, it's perhaps no surprise that the Sports Tourer offers seriously impressive space for all occupants. That's especially so in the rear seats, which offer legroom that's pretty much unbeatable in anything this side of a Mercedes S-Class. The high roof extending rearwards over the low bay means there's no problem with headroom either. Boot. This Insignia estate has a 135-liter advantage over its predecessor, and features a 1,665-liter low bay once the seats are electrically folded flat into the floor. It's enough to trump the Ford Mondeo 1,605 liters, but it's surpassed by the van-like interior of the Skoda Superb, which swallows 1,950 liters. With the seats up, the Sports Tourer still offers an impressive 560 liters, which compares favorably to the 525-liter Mondeo. It can't match the 650 liters of the Skoda Superb and VW Passat though. Reliability and safety. The Insignia has nothing to prove on the safety front, but reliability issues have dogged older Vauxhall models. With all models getting autonomous emergency braking as standard, and anti-collision and lane departure warnings among the features on the option list, there is no need to feel shortchanged by the sports tourer's safety kit. To prove the point, Euro NCAP gave the hatchback model a full 5-star independent crash test rating, and they awarded an impressive 93% score for adult crash safety. There is no reason to believe the estate model won't achieve similar results, as the two cars are identical at the front end. If the worst does happen, we like the fact that Vauxhall's OnStar concierge service is available as standard too. Linked to a mobile phone SIM card, subscribers will find their car able to communicate automatically with the control room if an accident is detected. It's a bit early to comment on the new Insignia's reliability, but Vauxhall as a brand has had mixed reviews in our driver power survey. The 2017 poll saw two of the brand's cars, the Mach-E and Corsa, finishing very near the tail end of the 75-car survey. And reliability and build quality were two areas where the performance was worst. Astra did much better, recording a 27th place finish, so it must be hoped the Insignia scores will proceed in the same direction of travel. Warranty. Vauxhall is yet to rise to the challenge set by the 4, 5 and even 7-year warranties provided by some of its rivals. Its 3-year/60,000-mile offer seems distinctly old hat these days, though it's no worse than the cover provided by Volkswagen Group brands Skoda, Seat, Audi etc., and many Japanese companies. Servicing. The Insignia has variable servicing requirements depending on mileage, but you'll need to visit for a checkup at least once every year. Fixed-price servicing plans are available to help spread the cost, which we'd expect to be very competitive.